What's up, guys? So today I got a video for you about tires, specifically the Schwalbe Marathon. So behind me is my wife's e-bike, and I can't remember exactly when I built this thing. I think it was right around 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. It might even been earlier, I can't remember. When I first built this bike up, I had some Continental Gator Skin 32s that I bought for touring and never really, maybe I'd used them a little bit. So I threw the Gator Skins on here because I thought that'd be more or less a flat proof tire, and it's a hybrid. It's got plenty of room for bigger tires. But we had a lot of flats. She had a lot of flats. And in fact, the tires were wearing down. Those Gator Skins wore down really fast. They had some missing rubber. And like I said, I only used them for like a couple short touring type rides. So the Gator Skins kind of failed, and I started doing some research on a tire. So this e-bike is a heavy bike, and it's got a 750 watt motor. It definitely puts a lot of power out. And so Shauna was riding quite a bit with me at this time, and we were putting on, she was putting on a decent amount of miles on this bike. So if you have a flat on an e-bike, as bad as a flat can be on a regular bike, on a 60-pound e-bike, it's a major pain in the butt. And it's especially bad because Shauna is not going to be able to fix that. If she goes and rides by herself, which she loves to do, she can't fix a flat tire. She don't know how. She's not going to learn. So plus she just couldn't do it on an e-bike anyway. It's too much to do. So we didn't want to have flats. That was goal number one. So I did some research, and I come on to the Schwalbe Marathon. The Schwalbe Marathon. Now here's a funny little side story about these things. I used to argue all the time on bike forums. I used to be on bike forums a lot, and this was like back 20 years ago or something, or 15 years ago. I'd constantly be arguing with people about tire size, because they would be like, nobody should be running anything smaller than 28. 28's a perfect road tire, and really you need to be more on like 30s. You'd be faster, rolling resistance. And I was like, these people are crazy. And it's finally turned out that I was the one who was wrong. The bigger tires do have better rolling resistance, better comfort, better wear, all that stuff. And those tiny little tires that I had been programmed to think were the ultimate. I was riding 23s at the time. I thought anything bigger than 23 was just slow. But anyway, they would recommend Schwalbe tires in sizes, 28 to 40 or something, and these are the ultimate tires. So we bought, this is Shauna's Schwalbe. I'll let the camera see if it can zoom in on that tread pattern there. It's really weird how this tire wore. It wore really, really bad on one side and not the other. And it's very thin, incredibly thin right here, and really thick in the middle. Now, the aspect that I want to really focus on here with these Schwalbe tires is that we put these things on maybe 6 months after building this bike. Like, the Gator Skins didn't last very long. I think I had a couple other tires that were laying around. I tried some other touring tires, and then I bought a set of these. Never had a flat since I put them on there. Never had a flat. Not one single flat with these tires. Never a flat in the garage. Never a flat. In fact, they were the original tubes. The tubes that I put in there from 2018 or 2019 or whatever year. So at least 5 years, probably longer, without a single flat. Now, Shauna's not riding every day. She's not putting down thousands and thousands of miles a year, but this bike was ridden a lot. It was ridden a lot by me. Sometimes, what did I say? It's ridden some by me, but it was ridden a lot by her. We did a lot of riding together, and we she still rides this some, not as much as she was, but not a single flat in 5 years. That's really, really impressive. So just want to show you, if you buy a Schwalbe tire from Amazon, which was, I needed one, wanted to get one. Did I really need one though? Did I even need to replace this? This tire, like I said, we never had a flat, but this back tire, when I was looking at her bike this year, it started kind of bothering me how wore one side was. It's very thin on that side. It's super thick still in the middle. Like, it didn't really wear, these Marathons have like a really thick center channel, and it really didn't wear that much there, and it didn't wear much on one side. So I'm guessing it's something about, I don't know, the way the wheel sits in this bike may not be perfectly straight, or something, the weight on it's not quite right. But anyway, so this is a Schwalbe Marathon Plus. I went with 35s again, because 35s, you could probably fit a little bigger tire in this bike, but I think that's perfect size for what Shauna's needing it for, which 90% of what she does is bike trails, the concrete trails here at Ridden Lake, and then she rode a lot of back roads back when we lived in Harrisburg. So this is the Schwalbe Marathon Plus. It's a little different tire. The Marathon Plus has a little bit more, I think, flat protection than even the Marathon has. But when I decided this tire was probably worn out and needed to be replaced, I threw on a Gravel King SK in a size 32 and had a flat in the second ride. And I'm not dissing Gravel Kings. I think they're a great tire. I think the 32 is probably a little small for the weight that this bike was carrying, and the fact that it's a lot more supple tire. Just a little quick more tire talk here though before I record some B-roll and shut this thing down. Tires are one of the hugest things on your bike. You can tell difference. This Schwalbe is a pretty rough riding tire, I feel like. I mean, it doesn't feel supple to me. You know, it's definitely a heavy, rough riding tire. I think it's perfect for an e-bike because you can have, Shauna's got a big cushy seat, and she's not trying to, carry or propel all her own mass forward with her own power. So, having the e-bike, it doesn't really matter how efficient your tire is. I would say though that if I was going to go on a touring ride, I was going to carry a load, I was going to go touring, I would definitely strongly consider, just because just like I don't want to have a flat on this, I don't want to have a flat on a touring bike. You got panniers and stuff on there. I think that it's well worth a little extra inefficiency not to have a flat. Now, one other thing to talk about is price. At $50, these are kind of high for a bike tire, but it's pretty regular for me to spend $50 on a performance tire that I'm going to get a year out of, whereas this, I honestly really think this tire is probably not even wore out. Probably could get more years out of this tire if we needed to. So I think it's just kind of a no-brainer. $50. We're talking $10 a year for a tire that's never had a flat. So again, I cannot recommend the Schwalbe Marathon enough. Bigger size is better for sure. Biggest you can probably fit in your bike, close to it. So see ya. Again, I was wrong all those years.